Have you ever wondered why you wake up 3, 4, or even 5 times every night to use the bathroom? If you're over 50, you're probably nodding your head right now. What if I told you that a simple banana, prepared in a very specific way, could be the key to sleeping 8 uninterrupted hours? Stay with me, because what I'm about to share could transform your nights forever. I'm Dr. Fernando Manocchi, and after 15 years in cardiac surgery, I've learned that the heart isn't the only organ that suffers when we don't get proper rest. Sleep disruption after 50 is like having a leaky pipe in your house. It seems like a small problem, but it slowly damages everything around it. Let me start with a story that will sound familiar. Maria, a 62-year-old patient, came to see me not for her heart, but because she was desperate. Every night, like clockwork, she'd wake up at 1 a.m., 3 a.m., and 5 a.m. to urinate. She'd tried everything, reducing water intake, expensive supplements, even sleeping pills that left her groggy all day. She was exhausted, and her blood pressure was creeping up because of the chronic stress on her system. The problem many people don't realize is that nighttime urination, or nocturia as we call it medically, affects nearly 70% of people over 60. But here's what's even more concerning. It's not just about an overactive bladder. When you don't sleep well, your entire body suffers. Your immune system weakens, your blood pressure rises, and your risk of heart disease increases significantly. Think of your sleep cycle like a perfectly orchestrated symphony. When the conductor, your brain, signals that it's time to rest, several hormones should work in harmony. But as we age, this symphony can become chaotic. The hormone that controls urine production, called ADH or antidiuretic hormone, doesn't work as efficiently. It's like having a faulty valve in your plumbing system. But there's something else happening that most doctors overlook. Your nervous system, particularly what we call the autonomic nervous system, becomes hyperactive at night. Imagine your body as a car that can't shift into park. The engine keeps revving even when you want to rest. This hyperactivity affects not just your sleep, but also your bladder control. Now let me tell you about the medications that could be making this worse. Many blood pressure medications, particularly diuretics, or what people call water pills, are designed to help your kidneys eliminate excess fluid. While they are important for heart health, they can contribute to nighttime bathroom trips. If you're taking these medications, never stop them on your own, but definitely discuss the timing with your doctor. Sometimes taking them earlier in the day can make a significant difference. Antidepressants, particularly the older ones, can also affect your sleep architecture and bladder function. Some antihistamines that people take for allergies can have a paradoxical effect in older adults, actually causing more sleep disruption rather than helping. Here's where it gets interesting and where Maria's story takes a turn. I didn't prescribe her another medication. Instead, I taught her about something that had been in her kitchen all along, the humble banana. But not just any banana, and not eaten the way most people think. The secret lies in understanding what's happening in your body at night. When you sleep, your kidneys should slow down urine production. But stress, poor mineral balance, and an overactive nervous system can prevent this natural process. Bananas contain 3 key compounds that work together like a natural sleep and bladder calming cocktail. First, there's potassium. Think of potassium as the body's natural water regulator. When your cells have adequate potassium, they hold on to water more efficiently, meaning less fluid ends up in your bladder at night. A medium banana contains about 400 milligrams of this essential mineral. But here's the catch. Most people's bodies can't absorb all of this potassium effectively, especially from raw bananas. Second, bananas contain magnesium, though in smaller amounts. Magnesium is like oil in an engine. It helps everything run smoothly, including the muscles that control your bladder. When you're deficient in magnesium, these muscles can become hyperactive, leading to that urgent feeling even when your bladder isn't full. Third, and this is crucial, bananas contain natural compounds called phenolic acids and dopamine precursors that help calm your nervous system. Think of these as nature's gentle tranquilizers, but without the side effects of pharmaceutical sleep aids. But here's the key that changed everything for Maria, and thousands of my patients since then. The way you prepare and consume the banana makes all the difference. Raw bananas are hard to digest, especially for mature digestive systems. The starches can actually cause bloating and gas, which can disrupt sleep for different reasons. The method I'm about to share transforms the banana into what I call a natural sleep and bladder calming medicine. You take one ripe banana, and by ripe, I mean yellow with just a few brown spots. The spots indicate that the starches have begun converting to more digestible sugars, and the mineral content becomes more bioavailable. Cut the banana into slices and place them in a small pot with about half a cup of water. Add a tiny pinch of pink Himalayan salt or sea salt, just enough to taste slightly salty, not enough to make it unpleasant. The salt serves a crucial purpose. It helps your body retain the potassium more effectively and supports the natural ADH hormone function I mentioned earlier. Bring this mixture to a gentle simmer for about 3 minutes. You're not trying to make banana soup. You want the slices to soften slightly while the water absorbs the minerals. The heat breaks down the cell walls of the banana, making the potassium and magnesium much more bioavailable to your system. Here's the critical part. You consume both the softened banana slices and drink the mineral-rich water. Do this exactly 90 minutes before your intended bedtime. Why 90 minutes? This gives your body enough time to process the fluid, while allowing the minerals to start working on your nervous system and bladder muscles. But that's not all. During those 90 minutes, I want you to do something else that amplifies the effect. Find a comfortable chair and practice what I call digestive breathing. Place one hand on your chest and one on your belly. Breathe in slowly through your nose for 4 counts, letting your belly rise while your chest stays relatively still. Hold for 2 counts, then exhale through your mouth for 6 counts. Do this for just 5 minutes. This breathing technique activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the part responsible for rest and digest mode. It's like switching your body from a racing car to a comfortable cruise. This, combined with the minerals from the banana, creates the perfect conditions for uninterrupted sleep. Maria tried this protocol for just 1 week. The first night, she woke up only twice instead of her usual 4 times. By the third night, she slept for 6 straight hours. By the end of the week, she was getting 7 to 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep. But more importantly, her blood pressure readings improved, her daytime energy increased, and her mood stabilized. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can something so simple work when expensive supplements and medications haven't? The answer lies in working with your body's natural systems rather than against them. Most sleep aids and bladder medications work by suppressing symptoms. This approach addresses the root cause: mineral imbalance, nervous system hyperactivity, and poor sleep architecture. But let me be clear about something important. If you're currently taking any medications, especially for blood pressure, diabetes, or sleep disorders, you must discuss this approach with your healthcare provider before making any changes. Some medications can interact with changes in potassium intake, and your doctor might need to monitor your levels or adjust dosages. There are also some people who should be more cautious with this approach. If you have kidney disease, heart failure, or are taking medications called ACE inhibitors or ARBs for blood pressure, increased potassium intake could potentially be problematic. Always consult with your medical team first. That said, for most healthy adults over 50, this natural approach can be incredibly beneficial. But I want to share a few additional strategies that can amplify the effects and help you reclaim your nights. First, timing matters with everything you consume in the evening. Stop drinking large amounts of fluids at least 2 hours before bedtime. This doesn't mean becoming dehydrated. It means being strategic about when you hydrate. Drink plenty of water throughout the day, but taper off as evening approaches. Second, consider the temperature of your sleeping environment. Your body's core temperature naturally drops as you prepare for sleep. A room that's too warm can interfere with this process and make you more likely to wake up. Aim for a bedroom temperature between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Third, and this might surprise you, consider adding a small amount of tart cherry juice to your evening routine, but only if you don't have diabetes or blood sugar issues. Tart cherries are one of the few natural sources of melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep cycles. Just 1 ounce, diluted in water, consumed with your banana preparation can enhance the sleep-promoting effects. Here's another strategy that worked well for Maria and many of my other patients. Create what I call a bladder training schedule during the day. Instead of rushing to the bathroom the moment you feel the urge, try to wait an additional 5 minutes. Gradually increase this to 10, then 15 minutes. This helps retrain your bladder muscles to hold more urine, and respond less urgently to smaller amounts. But remember, bladder training should be comfortable, never painful. If you experience pain, burning, or blood in your urine, stop immediately and consult your doctor. These could be signs of a urinary tract infection or other condition that needs medical attention. Let's talk about exercise, because this plays a crucial role in sleep quality and bladder health. Many people over 50 avoid exercise because they're tired, but this creates a vicious cycle. Gentle, regular movement helps regulate your circadian rhythms, reduces stress hormones, and can actually improve bladder control. I'm not talking about intense workouts. Simple activities like a 20-minute walk after dinner, gentle yoga stretches, or even standing up and sitting down from a chair 10 times can make a difference. The key is consistency, not intensity. There's also a specific exercise for your pelvic floor muscles that can dramatically improve nighttime bladder control. These are called Kegel exercises, and they work for both men and women. Think about stopping your urine flow midstream. Those are the muscles you want to strengthen. Contract them for 5 seconds, then relax for 5 seconds. Start with 10 repetitions 3 times a day. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Many of my patients ask me about alcohol and caffeine. Both can significantly disrupt sleep architecture and increase nighttime urination. Alcohol might make you feel drowsy initially, but it prevents deep, restorative sleep and acts as a diuretic. Caffeine can stay in your system for 6 to 8 hours, so that afternoon coffee could be affecting your sleep. If you enjoy these beverages, I'm not asking you to eliminate them completely, but consider having your last caffeinated drink before 2 p.m. And if you choose to have alcohol, limit it to 1 drink and have it with dinner rather than close to bedtime. Here's something else that might surprise you. The position you sleep in can affect how often you wake up to urinate. Sleeping on your side, particularly your left side, can reduce pressure on your bladder and improve circulation. If you're a back sleeper, try placing a small pillow under your knees to reduce pressure on your lower back and pelvic area. Let me share another patient story. Robert, a 58-year-old engineer, was skeptical when I first suggested the banana protocol. He was a data-driven person who wanted scientific explanations for everything. So I explained to him exactly what happens in the body during sleep and why this approach makes physiological sense. During deep sleep, your brain releases ADH, which signals your kidneys to concentrate urine and produce less of it. But chronic stress, poor mineral balance, and age-related changes can interfere with this process. The potassium and magnesium in the prepared banana help optimize this natural hormone function. Additionally, the gentle carbohydrates in the banana help your brain produce serotonin and eventually melatonin. Think of it as providing your brain with the raw materials it needs to manufacture its own sleep aids. Robert decided to try it, but being an engineer, he also tracked his results. He used a simple sleep app to monitor his sleep patterns and kept a bathroom diary. After 2 weeks, his data showed a 70% reduction in nighttime bathroom trips and a 40% increase in deep sleep phases. But here's what I found most interesting about Robert's case. His daytime productivity improved dramatically. He was sharper at work, his mood was better, and even his golf game improved. This illustrates something crucial. When you fix your sleep, you fix much more than just your sleep. Sleep is when your body repairs itself. During deep sleep phases, your cardiovascular system gets a chance to rest and restore. Growth hormone is released, which helps maintain muscle mass and bone density. Your immune system strengthens. Even your digestive system works more efficiently when you're well rested. This is why I'm so passionate about helping people over 50 reclaim their nights. It's not just about comfort, it's about adding years to your life and life to your years. Now, let me give you the complete protocol that I've refined over years of working with patients like Maria and Robert. This is what I call the Golden Sleep Protocol, and it's designed specifically for people over 50 who want to sleep through the night without multiple bathroom interruptions. Step 1. Prepare your evening banana exactly as I described, 90 minutes before bedtime. 1 ripe banana, sliced, gently simmered with half a cup of water and a pinch of natural salt for 3 minutes. Consume both the banana and the mineral water. Step 2. During those 90 minutes, create a wind-down routine. Dim the lights in your home, avoiding screens if possible. If you must use devices, wear blue light-blocking glasses. The goal is to signal to your brain that it's time to start producing melatonin. Step 3. 30 minutes before bed. Do your digestive breathing exercise for 5 minutes. Then spend 5 minutes doing gentle stretches. Focus on your neck, shoulders, and hips. Nothing strenuous, just gentle movement to release physical tension. Step 4. Make your last bathroom trip 15 minutes before getting into bed, even if you don't feel a strong urge. This helps empty your bladder completely before the night begins. Step 5. Once in bed, practice what I call progressive relaxation. Starting with your toes, consciously relax each part of your body, moving upward to your head. This takes about 5 minutes and helps transition your nervous system into sleep mode. But remember, this protocol works best when combined with good daytime habits. Stay hydrated during the day, get some natural sunlight in the morning to regulate your circadian rhythms, and avoid large meals within 3 hours of bedtime. I also want to address a concern that many people have. Some worry that eating anything before bed will cause weight gain or disrupt digestion. The amount of carbohydrates in one banana is relatively small, and the preparation method I've described actually aids digestion rather than hindering it. The gentle cooking process breaks down complex starches into simpler, more easily absorbed compounds. However, if you have diabetes or significant blood sugar issues, you should definitely discuss this with your doctor before trying this approach. While the glycemic impact of one prepared banana is generally mild, everyone's blood sugar response is different, and your healthcare provider might want to monitor your levels or suggest modifications. Here's something else that's important to understand. This approach isn't just about the banana itself. It's about creating the optimal conditions for your body's natural sleep and bladder control mechanisms to work properly. The banana provides the mineral foundation, but the timing, preparation, and accompanying practices all work together synergistically. Some of my patients have asked if they can just take potassium and magnesium supplements instead. While supplements can be helpful, they don't provide the same comprehensive benefits. Whole foods contain not just isolated nutrients, but also cofactors and compounds that help those nutrients work more effectively in your body. Think of it this way. A supplement is like having individual musicians playing solo, while the whole food approach is like having a complete orchestra. All the components work together to create something more beautiful and effective than any single element alone. That said, if you have digestive issues that make it difficult to consume bananas, or if you're allergic to them, there are alternatives. Cooked sweet potato with a pinch of salt can provide similar benefits, as can a small portion of cooked oatmeal with a sprinkle of pumpkin seeds. The key is combining gentle carbohydrates with bioavailable minerals. Let me also address the question of how quickly you can expect to see results. Some people notice improvement on the very first night, while others might need a week or two to see significant changes. This variation is normal and depends on factors like your current mineral status, stress levels, medications you might be taking, and how disrupted your sleep patterns have become. Don't get discouraged if you don't see immediate dramatic results. Your body needs time to rebalance its systems, especially if you've been dealing with sleep disruption for months or years. Be patient and consistent with the protocol. I've had patients tell me that this simple approach has been more effective than expensive sleep studies, prescription medications, and complex supplement regimens they've tried. The beauty of this method is its simplicity and the fact that it works with your body's natural processes rather than trying to override them. Maria, the patient I mentioned at the beginning, continued this protocol for 6 months. Not only did her nighttime bathroom trips virtually disappear, but her overall health improved in ways she hadn't expected. Her energy levels increased, her blood pressure stabilized, and she even lost a few pounds because her hormones were better balanced. But perhaps most importantly, she felt like herself again. She had energy to spend time with her grandchildren, to pursue hobbies she'd neglected, and to engage fully in life. That's what good sleep can do. It doesn't just make your nights better, it transforms your days. Your body has an incredible capacity for healing and rebalancing itself when given the right support. Sometimes that support comes in the form of complex medical interventions, but often it comes from simple, natural approaches that honor your body's innate wisdom. The protocol I've shared with you today represents years of clinical observation, scientific understanding, and most importantly, real results from real people who were struggling with the same issues you might be facing. Tonight, when you prepare that banana and settle into your evening routine, remember that you're not just trying to sleep better. You're giving your body the tools it needs to restore, repair, and rejuvenate itself. You're honoring the incredible machine that has carried you through decades of life and deserves your care and attention. Your heart has been beating faithfully for 50, 60 or more years. Your kidneys have been filtering your blood tirelessly. Your brain has been processing countless thoughts and experiences. These organs deserve the gift of restorative sleep, and you deserve the gift of waking up refreshed and ready to embrace each new day. If this information has been helpful to you, I encourage you to share it with someone you care about who might be struggling with sleep issues. Sleep problems are incredibly common in our age group, but suffering through them isn't necessary. Sometimes the simplest solutions are the most profound. I'd love to hear about your experience with this protocol. Leave a comment below and let me know how it works for you. Which night showed the most improvement? Did you notice any other health benefits beyond better sleep? Your experience could provide hope and encouragement for someone else who's struggling. And if you found this information valuable, please consider subscribing to this channel. I'm committed to sharing practical science-based health information that can make a real difference in your life. Because at the end of the day, health isn't about expensive treatments or complicated protocols. It's about understanding your body and giving it what it needs to thrive. Remember, small changes can create profound results. Tonight could be the beginning of the best sleep you've had in years. Sweet dreams, and here's to waking up refreshed and ready to embrace all that life has to offer.